One network framed an Oklahoma upset as a vow to impeach, while another saw a socialist movement marching forward. This is Parallax Newsroom. Democracy Now! Saw a stupid trade fight, while Washington Times counted a $7.5 billion loan. Canada is imposing retaliatory tariffs on the United States in response to new American trade measures. NPR framed the move as an escalating fight, with Ottawa hitting back as tensions rise. The Associated Press kept its framing to the mechanics, noting Canada pledged to match the United States dollar for dollar. Washington Times anchored its coverage to a $7.5 billion loan package, meant to shield industries targeted by Trump. Democracy Now! Branded the confrontation the most stupid trade fight in history, foregrounding workers on both sides of the border. The read, the Associated Press gives you the ledger and nothing else, letting the matching rate language carry the weight without editorializing. NPR adds motion and friction with the escalates framing, but omits the specific industrial countermeasures. Washington Times buries the tariff retaliation beneath the loan announcement, shifting the story from a trade war to an industrial defense strategy. Democracy Now! Entirely drops the strategic maneuvering, calling the fight stupid and centering the human cost. The loan figure is verifiable. The claim that workers universally lose is an ideological assertion. Each outlet chooses a protagonist. The Associated Press chooses the calculator, Washington Times chooses the factory, and Democracy Now! Chooses the worker. Breitbart honored a lowered flag, while NPR celebrated a singular performer. Country music legend Dolly Parton has died. NPR highlighted her status as one of country music's most singular performers, focusing on her artistic legacy. The Hill reported that she died following a brief battle with cancer. The New York Post led with the confirmation of her cause of death. Breitbart focused on President Trump directing flags to be lowered, quoting him saying there has never been anyone like her. The read, NPR treats the news as a cultural loss, using the word singular to place her above her peers, while omitting the medical details that humanize the end. The Hill and the New York Post both anchor their coverage to the physical cause, but the Hill softens it with the word brief, whereas the Post treats the confirmation itself as the news. Breitbart skips the artistry entirely, making Trump the active subject and Parton the honoree. The flag directive is verifiable fact, but framing an entertainer's death through a presidential action subtly shifts the locus of national mourning from the artist's fans to the state, a choice the other outlets completely bypassed. Vox flagged a sabotage attempt, while the Dispatch tracked an administrative order moving forward. The Supreme Court allowed the Trump administration to move forward with restrictions on mail-in voting. NPR noted that the court backed Trump for now, placing the decision alongside unrelated diplomatic calls. The Dispatch straightforwardly reported that the justices allowed the administration to impose the restrictions. Vox framed the ruling as an attempt to sabotage the upcoming election. The read, Vox uses the word sabotage to characterize the policy's intent, treating the legal ruling as a vehicle for democratic erosion and entirely omitting the legal rationale the court relied upon. The Dispatch gives you the procedural reality, noting the administration was allowed to move forward without speculating on electoral outcomes. NPR uses the phrase "for now," which is technically accurate but injects a sense of temporary reprieve, suggesting future reversals. The verifiable fact is that the restrictions are currently allowed. The claim that the policy constitutes sabotage is a left-leaning interpretation of voter access, while the right-leaning framing omits any potential disenfranchisement impact entirely. Fox News spotlighted an impeachment vow, while NBC News tracked a socialist movement notching wins. A Democratic socialist won the primary runoff for an Oklahoma Senate seat. The Hill delivered the bare facts of the socialist candidate winning the runoff. NBC News framed the victory as another notch for Democratic socialists, implying a broader pattern. Fox News led with the candidate's vow to impeach Trump, framing the win as an upset driven by antagonism. The read, Fox News makes the election about the incumbent president, using the impeachment vow to define the newcomer before any biography or local policy is introduced. NBC News uses the word another, connecting this Oklahoma result to a national trend, but omits the specific impeachment rhetoric that makes the candidate combustible to conservative audiences. The Hill provides the cleanest baseline. What is verifiable is the victory and the candidate's statements. What is spin is the framing. Fox News turns a state primary into a national referendum on impeachment, while NBC News turns a local result into evidence of a growing movement, with both omitting the local Oklahoma issues that actually drove the voters. Across all four stories, the facts survived, but the protagonists shifted from workers to calculators, from artists to presidents, and from local voters to national movements. Subscribe for the framing gap.